Wellspring Edmonton Cancer Centre takes place next week, featuring some of the top cancer experts in the field. And joining us this morning with more is Dr. Tony Fields and Michele Zielinski. Good morning.
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 Thank you so much for coming in today. This is a building that's been under construction along, what is it, 111th, 112th? 13th, as you're heading towards the university from the south side, and it looks like it's getting really, really close now. Why don't you tell us exactly what the purpose of this Wellspring facility is? I know it's in many other cities.
Yes. Well, Wellspring Edmonton is a community-based support center for people who are facing cancer. That could be the patient themselves, a person diagnosed with any type of cancer, or it could be a family member or even another caregiver. It's a warm and welcoming place, a place where it's filled with people who actually understand this journey. And we work alongside the healthcare system, and we focus on empowering people to address their own needs during this time. So it could be physical needs, emotional needs, psychosocial needs, spiritual, even just practical things that help them get through chemo and therapies, and then transition to the new normal afterwards.
All right, well, you've been through both of these phases. I'm hoping you're in the new normal now. Let's talk about your past and why you specifically got involved with Wellspring.
Well, I've seen cancer from many different facets. I'm a nurse. I cared for patients. My mother, I was a primary caregiver for her cancer. And yes, I was diagnosed with cancer. I was diagnosed with high-grade invasive bladder cancer when I was 49 years old. And I had pretty intensive chemotherapy and then major surgery, which meant that they took out my bladder and they made me a new one out of my small bowel. They put me all back together again, and then I had to relearn some basic, skills, body functions, just with all this new equipment that I didn't understand.
And of course, at the time, you had support the way people had support in those days being even now. But of course, if Wellspring had been around then, it would have been a real help for you. Let's just segue over to Dr. Fields for a moment here and talk about this particular event that is coming up in the next little while. Can you tell us about that?
Well, Mike, I think it's really exciting because what we have next Tuesday evening is this public lecture, and the title of the lecture is The Changing Landscape of Cancer. And this is going to show us how all of the fruits of the research of the last 30, 40 years have made us so much better. We have these new tools. We have this exciting future about the management of cancer. So I think it's a wonderful topic people would be interested to hear. And the speaker is I think, a real catch, because we have Dr. Siddhartha Mukherjee coming to talk on this. And who is Dr. Mukherjee? Well, he's a professor at Columbia University. He's a medical oncologist. He's a cancer researcher. And he was the guy that wrote, some years ago, The Emperor of All Maladies. And that book was something that captivated laypersons, persons touched with cancer, physicians, scientists. It was on the New York Times bestseller list. It won the Pulitzer Prize. Mukherjee has the ability to tell stories and to make difficult concepts just come alive. And he's our speaker.
Well, that's exciting. Michele, let's get back to Wellspring. And so when exactly is this expected to open? And a lot of people, bated breath, just waiting for this to open.
I know. We get calls every day and asking if we're open. So our construction schedule looks like the end of June. We get the keys, and we'll fit it up during the summer months, and then looking at early programming for the fall.
And will this be part of the protocol when somebody goes through it? I know it's a horrible situation. Somebody finds out that they have cancer, and then where do they go from here? And they want support. They want to talk to people who have gone through the same thing as them. Is this something that they're going to be referred to relatively quickly into their treatment?
Well, and again, we work alongside the healthcare system, and there's no referral required. So what we want to do is really partner well with the people at the Cross and the different oncologists, and make sure that between us, we're there for them, that we're able to take, the calls and the information when they need it. So no referral and no cost for our programming.
All right. We look forward to the evening and, of course, to the opening of this fantastic facility. Thank you so much for coming in, and good luck.
Thanks, Mike.
Changing Landscape of Cancer lecture takes place May 24th at the Citadel Theatre. For more information, visit them online at wellspringedmonton.ca.